Good morning and good day. Welcome to November 1st. It's a stormy one, and we've got lots of weather on the way. GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, your source for weather information 24 hours a day for the northern mid-Atlantic. This is the video forecast discussion for Friday morning, which is November 1st, 2013. Start this out with a severe thunderstorm warning. Watch box area actually issued from the Storm Prediction Center just a few minutes ago of this broadcast for the counties in northern New Jersey of Hunterdon, Somerset, Mercer, Sussex, Morris, and Warren, and Berks, Chester, Monroe, Bucks, Delaware, Montgomery, Carbon, Lehigh, and Northampton in Pennsylvania until 11 a.m. this morning. Some strong wind gust. Possible up to 70 miles per hour with this line of convection that's now forming across central Pennsylvania and racing east at about 50 to 60 miles per hour. Latest watches, warnings, and advisories. Again, that severe thunderstorm watch for the aforementioned counties in Pennsylvania and New Jersey effective until 11 a.m. this morning. That line of thunderstorms is now going to produce some severe thunderstorm warnings across central Pennsylvania, and there's already been numerous reports of wind damage with this line of convection that we'll show you ongoing in just a moment. Meanwhile, we have gale warnings until 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock this afternoon, 2 o'clock along the New Jersey coastal waters all the way down to the Delmarva. These are gale warnings now, and for the New York Harbor and also the south end and east ends of Long Island South Shore until 6 p.m. tonight on Friday. The North Shore, South Shore of Connecticut, and the North Shore of Long Island again until 6 o'clock this evening, all the way out towards Montauk Point and all the way out to New Bedford, Rhode Island. We have a few light rain showers out ahead of the cold front. The cold front is still back here through western Pennsylvania. There's a line of convection which has been forming and racing east ahead of this cold front at 50 to 60 miles an hour, and this has led to some very strong downburst wind damage in these thunderstorms across portions of State College and Altoona and parts to the south and west, where this line is racing steadily eastward at 50 to 60 miles per hour. Some of the line segments are weakening, but still the damage from severe wind damage is likely across many areas as this line races eastward and passes through the New Jersey area. That's why the watch boxes have been extended into northwestern New Jersey and also into portions of eastern and southeastern Pennsylvania through 11 a.m. this morning. As of 6:45 this morning, these are some of the large damage reports. These are all wind damage reports now from this line of convection and cold front moving rapidly east across the region of the Ohio Valley into Pennsylvania and eventually into New Jersey and the New York waters before noontime today. There have been numerous reports, hundreds of reports of downed trees and power lines from these lines of storms, and the rain racing to the east along and ahead of a strong low-level jet out ahead of this very potent, strong cold front moving through the region. Surface analysis this morning seems to be missing a lot of the observational data, but we can gather from what we can see at 6 o'clock, 6:30 this morning. Winds are freshening all from the south-southwest at 15 to 20 to 25 knots and even higher. And this is just east of where that line of convection is forming. The temperatures this morning are quite mild. They're in the mid and upper 60s to lower 70s across the observational reporting stations. Even in Philadelphia this morning at 6 o'clock, we have a temperature of 72 degrees. Cold air is knocking on our door, and so is the wind damage reports out to the west. Water vapor loop of the northeast this morning, or water vapor imagery of the northeast this morning with wind gust overlaid. We have wind gust in the 20s and 30s across portions of upper Michigan and the Great Lakes as a result of deep low pressure deepening across the upper Great Lakes into southeastern Canada, driving this very strong line, a cold front through the region in central and eastern Pennsylvania this morning. Wind gust out ahead of this out of the south and southwest, freshening to 20 to 25 miles per hour. Some stations to the south already reporting wind gust into the lower 30s this morning. Here comes the rain advancing well to the ahead of this line of convection here forming across central and eastern Pennsylvania. This line of showers and thunderstorms will be moving in our direction over the next couple of hours. Busy morning at the terminals this morning and the aviational deck. It's a busy morning indeed. We've got scattered clouds in Newark, 25,000, Broken at 7,000, Overcast at 12,000, light rain, visibilities at 10, air temperature in Newark this morning 70. And we're going to find a period of rain showers and scattered clouds and strong wind gusts throughout the region this morning. Southwest winds at 20 knots, gusting up to 55 knots, not out of the question during the next hour or two. Several hours actually in advance of that strong line of convection and cold front moving through. Winds this afternoon, late this morning into early afternoon, out of the southwest at 30, gusts to 40 knots, 3 miles in rain showers. The winds gusting still from the west to southwest, veering with height at 18, gusts to 26 knots. Visibilities reduced in showers, scattered to broken clouds throughout the afternoon. And then from late afternoon on, it's scattered clouds at 5 to 7,000 feet with winds subsiding down and the visibilities improving. Generally, VFR conditions expected tonight, maybe some minor MVFR or IFR conditions tomorrow morning, and which will be on Saturday, and then generally VFR conditions, but brisk conditions at the terminals on Saturday night and Sunday as well. Latest water vapor shows the strong lifting in the atmosphere with high precipitable water values here across eastern and central Pennsylvania racing east, and also the southern jet producing strong lifting here across the Delmarva region into southern New Jersey and out towards Long Island. This area here is being watched for severe wind damage reports over the next couple of hours. We take a look at the latest radar mosaic. We can see the showers breaking out and moving across southeastern Pennsylvania into northwestern New Jersey, the Hudson Valley, and eventually into Connecticut. This strong line of convection, as we mentioned, is the focal point for wind damage as it moves east through the region this morning. NAMWRF composite reflectivity product from the Penn State EWAL site shows the showers moving through the region this morning. Some of the low-topped shower thunderstorm activity will be weakening as it approaches the terminals after 8, 9, 10 o'clock this morning, and that's why the severe thunderstorm watch box is in effect until 11 o'clock. The line will move through. There's breaks in the clouds, but predominantly a cloudy day with stratocumulus clouds, low clouds moving into the area on a west to northwest flow behind the cold frontal passage, passing through the terminals early this afternoon, and then off the shore. And then an area of low pressure along the southern extent of that front will bring in more clouds overnight, especially central and southern portions into Saturday morning after midnight. A variable cloud cover day on Saturday, predominantly mostly cloudy. There could be some light rain or sprinkles along the southern edge of this across the Delmarva or even coastal portions of Cape May County in New Jersey. That whisks out to sea, and then scattered to high broken cloudiness remains in the forecast for Saturday morning through Saturday afternoon, with clearing skies during the afternoon and brisk conditions developing. Another backdoor cold front passing through the region, as we mentioned, on Saturday night brings in the threat of a sprinkle. Mostly dry conditions, though, with improving cloud cover to clear to partly cloudy skies on Saturday night through Sunday morning, and brisk northwest winds. A very chilly air on Sunday, temperatures lowering back into the 50s and temperatures lowering further into the upper 40s to low and mid 50s on Monday, with high pressure building across the forecast region. GFS latest 500 millibar heights from the College of DuPage, starting out with the trough and cold front moving through the region this morning. We'll watch out for those wind damage reports as the line moves east. And then basically we're in an upper trough configuration through Saturday. The upper trough begins to swing east with a moderation trend during the early part of next week as a warm front begins to develop in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere down to the surface and brings the warm air, advection, and clouds through the region early next week. And then we're setting up for a ridge here across the eastern United States with a trough forming out over the upper Midwest and the far northwestern plains. And then that begins to dive down with most of the energy remaining up into Canada. But here comes the ridge off the southeast coast, pumping in mild air into the region. Temperatures getting back into the 60s after dropping into the 40s on Monday. Temperatures back into the 60s by the early part of next week. And all of this juxtaposition and change is about normal for this time of the year. Trough axis now moves through with another strong cold front. Showers and thunderstorms possibly increase again across the region late next Wednesday night or Thursday. The GFS moves the front through. Could have some more damaging reports here late next week as well. And then we get into a little bit more of a zonal flow late next week into the second full weekend of November, with a deep trough again developing out in the west. Very mild air again for the second weekend in a row out into the central plains and east coast states. Now this weekend will be cold here in the northeast, but not cold as below normal cold. But next weekend looks even milder than that, as the main trough axis remains to the west, and generally a ridge in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere across the Central Plains down to the southeast and Florida coastline. At the surface, this means the cold front comes through, showers and thunderstorms move through the region with wind damage reports this morning. The upper trough swings through on Saturday. High pressure begins to build into the region during the weekend into early next week. Our winds become more onshore late Tuesday and Wednesday, and that could mean more cloud cover, and that could also mean some drizzle or very light rain across the coastal regions on Tuesday and Wednesday. We await for this storm in the Central Plains now to move up towards the Great Lakes again, dragging a strong cold front through the region. And the timing of this cold front and rain showers looks to be about Thursday night into early Friday morning. And again, we could have some wind damage reports with that, depending on the exact timing of that. And then another ridge builds across for next weekend with a generally dry conditions across the northern mid-Atlantic and New England coast states. So live coverage on Facebook, Twitter, GardenStateWeather.com, and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com today for the latest storm reports. All available, all of that information is available on the website and again throughout our live feeds and Facebook as well. For GardenStateWeather.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You have a safe Friday, November 1st, 2013. We'll be back bright and early with you again on Monday morning in video form, but for live updates, it's continuous across the board on both websites 24 hours a day.